Okay, so today is session number 2. We're going to be going over stress management today. Sierra is new to our group. Sierra is in a dental hygiene program right now, and she's close to graduation. She's a semester away. And then we have Mallory back. We also have Greg back, and the other two unfortunately weren't able to join us. So we have the 3 of us today. So we're going to go over a little bit of what we did last week. We're going to talk about our goals again. We're also going to go over some activities today to talk about stress and what we do to relieve that stress and what that looks like when we are stressed out. So we're first going to talk about our goals last week. Our homework was to look at the list of our plans that we had made for ourselves if we were to live a Groundhog Day, and if we were to do something small to make that larger goal, what that would look like. So Greg has some exciting news.
And a little bit, maybe.
So Greg, what happened to you this week?
So thinking about the goals that we went through over last week, we talked about a little bit. Well, at least what I said was, in essence, kind of owning my own bar, running certain things, and towards that, you have to have training and all that fun stuff. And so I got a phone call from my owner from my restaurant who wants to send me to a bar manager program in San Francisco to learn pretty much ins and outs of it. It's going to be the 4 top people that set 4 top bar programs in the United States that are teaching this seminar. So it's really super cool.
Super cool. That's awesome.
Kind of moving along what I need to do.
Yeah. Mallory, did anything happen for you this week? Did you eat any waffles?
I did. I ate a great waffle. Thank you, Greg. Greg helped me do my goal.
I will help you with
I did.
Therapy's so good.
The therapy's delicious.
Sierra, just really quickly, if you were to live a Groundhog Day and it's the same thing every single day, what are like 2 things that you would have to have? Now, this is not a vacation day. It's not a I met Johnny Depp today. It's a basic, ordinary day. Would you sleep in? Would you stay out late? Would you have all your friends over? Would you tell your loved ones you love them? Is there any 2 or 3 specific things that you would do every day?
I would definitely want to hang out with my family and sleep in, not have to work. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, a little refresher. Mallory last week said that she would call in sick to work. So, and if it's a Groundhog Day, every day she's calling in sick to work. So, that was pretty awesome.
You never get fired.
Yeah, it's over.
And then Greg upped us all last week when he said that he pretty much lives a Groundhog Day and he loves it. So, with his daughter and his wife. So, yeah, pretty cool. Okay, so now we're going to talk about stressful things. So, we'll start off by doing an activity. We're going to do, no worries.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you very much for your Thank you.
So we're going to start off by doing a juggling activity. We can actually just sit and do this. We're going to be doing a juggling activity, so I will throw to somebody, that person throws to another person, and it's the same pattern. And as this is going on, we'll introduce another ball, and it'll just show us that juggling multiple things in life can get really difficult. So we'll start. I'll throw to Sierra.
That's great.
No. Wow, here we go. Lots of balls flying.
Okay, perfect.
And the ball's all fall.
So when that was going on, what were you thinking about?
If you focus everything else out of it, if
Yeah.
you just focus on the one person that was throwing at you,
Yeah.
it wasn't that bad. So, I mean, if you just, which I'm really good at just kind of closing everything else out in the world,
Yeah.
and just focusing on one thing, I think it's good. So, I mean, that's why I'm not such a very stressful person, because I don't really focus on a lot of
Compartmentalize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very good at I can't say it. I'm good at that, yeah.
Decompartmentalizing,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
I think I was like, when Mallory threw the ball at me, I got really nervous and scared because I knew the next one was coming and I didn't know when it was going to be, and I was trying to like introduce new ones at the same time. So it was just a lot. So it's funny, I was reading for this activity. They were like, what did you think about? Did you think about what you were going to eat for dinner? And I'm like, I couldn't even think about what I was going to do next. I didn't even know where I was going to just remember to throw it to one person. So basically, like, juggling multiple things in life can be really difficult, but if you take the time to focus on one thing at a time, like Greg said, it doesn't get to be that difficult. Sierra, will start with you. What do you typically do when you're stressed out?
When I'm stressed out, I try to like just hang out with friends and hang out with my family. I kind of tend to avoid my responsibilities, and I'm a little bit of a procrastinator in that sense, I guess. So I don't really like have any relaxing things that I do. I mean, sleeping in is the most like de-stressing that I get.
What is something that you're most stressed out about right now?
School.
And what about school makes you stressed out?
Just my grades and like the fact that we have to have, a 70 or above in all of our classes, but you're competing with all 30 people in your class for these grades, and you want to be the top of the class. And I've come to the realization that, I can't be the best at everything, so I shouldn't like stress myself out and, make my eyes bleed from staying up so late to study everything that I can. There's just going to be those things that you're not going to know, when it comes to test taking time. And the fact that all of my classes are cumulative makes it a little more stressful and hard because you have to remember stuff from day one to, just this last week stuff that we learned. So 16 weeks of material is no picnic to try to memorize and keep it in your brain and retain that information for our major test that we have to take, our boards test, which is for our license. So
that's very stressful.
That's constantly at the back of my mind is, how much money you have to pay for boards, and the fact that I don't work and don't have a source of income, that doesn't make it easy either. So at least I'm lucky enough to live with my parents to take that stress off of it, and they give me $100 a week allowance that I have to budget on. And
so when you're stressed out about school and you're stressed out about like money and all that, like what like emotion are you going through? Are you sad? Like do you get down on yourself? Do you get depressed? Are you overwhelmed and you laugh because you don't know what to do? Like what like emotion are you going through when you're stressed out?
I think I'm a little bit overwhelmed, but I think at the same time, like I kind of introvert that. Like I don't put that on other people because it's my stress to kind of take.
Okay.
I talk about how stressful school is with people, but I think that's kind of like a little release that I can get just talking it out. So
Mallory, what about you? What are you stressed out about right now? Do you have any things that you're stressed out about?
Just typical things, I guess. Work and keeping all my family happy and little things. But I'm almost the opposite because I'm so introverted that like if I'm really stressed out, I don't want anybody to be around me. Like I want to be in my house, like with the blankets over my head, like watching Netflix, eating a tub of ice cream. Like I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want my phone near me. I don't want people to like be texting me. I just want to be like by myself. Yeah.
So what feelings do you have when you're stressed out? What do you feel?
Like I'm never going to be able to plan anything out well enough, like that's part of, like I do that to cope, to like make sure I have everything in line, and I think that if I know, okay, I'm going to do this, and then this is going to happen, and I'm going to do this, and this is going to happen, then it makes me more calm, because I feel like that is what's going to happen. But if I get to a level where like I'm too stressed, then it's just past that, and I'm like, no, that's not going to work out either, and like if that fails, then the whole list is messed up, and like that's where it goes wrong.
Okay, what about you? Are you stressed about anything right now?
Me personally, no.
That's
no, I know. My wife makes me stressed out about stuff. Like I feel as if I should be stressed out about like finances, and we're thinking about buying a house and all this stuff, but it doesn't really stress me out. So years ago I had a really bad anxiety disorder, and I learned ways to kind of cope with all of like my craziness. And so I think maybe I do it a little too well because I really don't stress out too much about things. And because I put things in like perspective, like, okay, what's gonna happen if this happens? Like nothing. If I don't make $100 tonight or $200 tonight, what is really gonna happen? Like really not that much. Like it's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. This is life. And so dealing with that anxiety, that's kind of what's helped me a lot, which is kind of like not getting stressed out about certain situations in life. Like, especially with work, with you're all crazy and you're running around, and people are going to get their food or their drinks, or their, you know, it's going to come. It's all going to happen, you know, and that's just kind of, I hate to say, I'm not really a crazy, like, stressful person. I mean, I know, it's like people hate me.
I'm like a tornado.
I know. My wife's like freaking
So
out.
my
I'm
parents
like,
call me.
babe, it's all gonna work out. It's all gonna work out. She's like,
Yeah.
you always say it's gonna work out. I go, does it always work out? She goes, it does. Like, it does.
It does.
It does.
And
And the grand scheme of things, like, stressing out isn't gonna help anything. Like, it's not gonna help anything.
so why are we
reps.
having this therapy session?
Oh, me? I think we could all use
I think
it
you
once
can
in
actually
while.
teach us a little bit more.
So anyway.
You can now run this session.
Take the wheel.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome. I think I don't know. I think it's natural to be stressed out. Like I'm such like a basket case when I'm stressed out. I'm all over the place.
I
Like
become
at work,
unreliable.
I'm you know.
If I'm quiet, then you know I'm stressed out. If I'm just like a totally just like zone and not talking, you're like, okay, something is wrong with it. Because
Yeah.
then that's when I'm like kind of, I'm in my head like, okay, calm down. This is not a big deal. Do. And so that's what I do.
Yeah, when it comes to school, I definitely do the whole list making thing. And I have a planner and everything's color coordinated and I'm super organized in that sense. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and get this done. And then time comes on and then you're like, oh
And then you're
gosh,
stressed about the
it's so
list that you
much.
haven't completed
It's
or
so
checked
much, yeah.
Yeah.
And I have so many things to check off by this certain time and it's like, it's just not happening. Like, how do I do this? And then you gotta change your approach.
Yeah.
List stress me out.
I put stuff that's really easy on my list so that
So it gets crossed off really
accomplished.
easy?
Like, eat a whole pizza.
So some of the things that we can do to like relieve stress is like eating better, including pizza, right? Also getting more sleep. I know that like especially tossing and turning all night. I don't know. I was wearing my Fitbit for a while and it showed me like one night I tossed and turned like 16 times. I got up out of bed. I don't even remember this. I got up out of bed, went to the bathroom. I like laid back down. I tossed and turned all night long, 16 times. And so really, really unhealthy. But you know, stressful weeks, that's what happens. You become restless. Trying out new ways of thinking. When you find yourself starting to worry about something, like start thinking about something else, like you said, you know, trying to compartmentalize things and not get so bogged down about them. And like you said, like everything does end up working out, but in that moment, it's just very stressful to think about what the outcome is going to be if it doesn't work out. You know, I was stressed out today with trying to get a hold of the other two girls to be here. You know, one had family obligations and the other one is out of town, so it was stressful for me to worry about that. And I knew I had to do this. So, but then it all works out, and here we are, the three of us talking about stress. So I think that's awesome. Is there any? So while you guys were talking, I was writing down like some of your stressors and like what you do. So a big one, both of you ladies said avoidance. Avoiding the problem altogether.
All right.
Yeah. And then
that sounds like a woman thing to do.
and planning, making lists. They say that making lists is a great way to relieve stress. Just because you get it all down on your paper, you see what you need to be doing, and then you can make things happen.
Unless your list is like 25. Like,
No, but honestly though, like
But
I
that's
don't
a
know if
woman's
it's
thing.
just
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's just being a woman, but my mental list is like 1,000 pages long. So my real list is like so much shorter, so much more doable.
Yeah.
I think with my list that I tend to make, I'll do like an easy thing and then a hard thing and then an easy thing and then a hard thing, so that I know when I'm going down the line, like it's like, okay, well I have this really hard thing to do next, but then I'm gonna have an easy thing like
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
to do.
that's smart.
Or you start with the easy and you work hard, or you start with the hard and you work to easy.
Right. Or you reward yourself. Let's say you get through your list and you're like, you know what, I did great today. I got everything I've done. I feel so much better. I want to go eat at my favorite restaurant. You know, something like that. And like make yourself better. Or I want to have a cocktail. Or I want to, you know, go on a walk with my kid. Or, you know, there's stuff like just to make you calm down and feel better about everything. But it's that moment, you know, time is a big stressor for a lot of people. I have to be here by a certain time. I only have this much time left. You know, I'm 34 and I want to have a kid by I'm 35. Now you're stressed out because you've got a year, you know, to want to have a kid. So I think time is a big stressor for people. And I think, but when you take a big step back you realize that time, we all realize that time can be very daunting. And we actually are going to talk about time management next week, so that'll be nice incorporating that with goals and with stress. Is there anything specific that you learned today that you could take into account for yourself this week in helping yourself with anything that you're stressed out about?
I think, like you said, laying in bed for like the half an hour and just kind of making my mental list of what I need to do to get through this day, and that will help me get to, the light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the video got it earlier, but personally, like, I lay in bed every morning for the first half an hour and I go over a mental list of what I need to do for myself that day, what my day is going to look like, and it's my way of, like, preparing myself for that stressful day, or not stressful day, but just knowing that, like,
but you're mentally prepared.
Yes, I could work on lists definitely better. What about you, Mallory?
I just moved, so I have, I still have things to unpack. I still have, I feel like a long list in my mind of things. So I think I just need to focus on making, small lists and doing small goals and not being so stressed out that, I have a lot of things. Because really, like Greg was saying, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a huge deal if I don't unpack, 10 boxes. It's not a huge deal. It's still in my house. It's still good.
But if you get one or two boxes done.
But yeah, getting a couple done a day is great, and I don't have to be so stressed out about it.
Your life is not going to end if you do not unpack those boxes.
Exactly.
And Greg, what about you?
I think I need to start focusing more on actually prepping myself, like you do, like you said, kind of assessing your day in the morning, making lists actually, so I actually kind of know what's going on. Maybe become a little bit more stressed out. Maybe it'll kind of make me a little bit more motivated to do a lot more. I do a lot more anyway, but
Your wife would be able to help you with your list if you make lists.
I know we could be like the list couple. Everybody will hate.
The weekend warrior list couple.
All right, here's what we're doing. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all that I can say I could really do, because.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad that we all get to talk about that. Like I said, next week we'll do time management. We'll get this all together, because time is of the essence. So, looking forward to being with you all next week. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, Jess.
Thank you.
More pizza.
Pizza stress.